Hey everyone, Thor here. I just got back from seeing Advent Children in the movie theaters. It was a pretty cool experience. There's a lot of people there. I was pretty surprised that it was a pretty packed theater, people of different ages. I think a lot of people are excited for Final Fantasy Rebirth, so let's get into it. I went and saw the dub version, which is the one I have on Blu-ray. It's a complete version, which is much better. The original movie was hurt by missing those scenes, and I think the complete version definitely adds a lot and makes it a better movie. It fixes a lot of the issues with it. I know some people don't like this movie, but I think Advent Children's a pretty good sequel. I think if you're a fan of the series, visually it looks really good. I mean, it's 20 years old. It still holds up really well. We have some really bad CG nowadays. It's impressive that they're able to pull that off, especially after all the issues they had with Final Fantasy Spirit Within. It almost bankrupted the company. I think it's a pretty cool story. The one knock I have on it is it doesn't focus on like all the characters. It's a lot about Cloud, but I mean, it focuses more on Reno and Rude than it does some of the main characters. They kind of just show up for a big fight and not really there for much else than that. Kind of like cameos almost. So you might be disappointed. Tifa's got a pretty big role. From here, I'll be talking about some spoilers for Final Fantasy VII just because this is the sequel. So definitely, if you don't want to be spoiled by Final Fantasy VII, I would stop the video here. Aerith, she died, so she's got a presence through the whole movie. Cloud's driven by his grief, whereas the original game's kind of about loss and hope. This movie is more about grief and moving on. So it's, different vibe than the original. It's 2 years after. I just really like this world, and I really like that they went back, and the movie theater experience was awesome. Seeing it with so many fans and having people laugh at kind of the weirdness in it and getting excited when Sephiroth shows up. And Sephiroth's definitely one of the better villains in any game. I'd probably still put Kefka above him, but Sephiroth's right there. They're both great, and all the reviews are starting to drop for Rebirth, and it looks like it's going to be really good. Can't wait to jump into the world and get more time with those characters and in the world. The demo also dropped today, so I still have to play that. So after Sephiroth is defeated, kind of infected the life stream and created the Geostigma, which is like this death sentence. A lot of people are getting it, including a few main characters, and there's no cure. Cloud's out searching for a cure and kind of disappeared on Tifa and the kids they have at the orphanage. It's got some great moments, and they give a pretty decent recap of the game and what's happened. It is a 2-hour movie, so it might be a little long for other people, but I had a great time. I've got it on 4K, and it looks really good at home. It looked great in the theater. This is the Phasma event. Sometimes Phasma events, you get kind of a rough copy, but they played the 4K version, so everything looked good. It worked really well in the theater. The sound was great. It's another thing I want to mention is the music has a lot of remix from the game. The music's fantastic. I'm a big fan of the soundtrack. It's one of my favorite gaming soundtracks. When he's fighting Kadaj, there's a remix of the Genova theme. There's kind of like a heavy metal, almost like a Night of the Round version. They play One Winged Angel when Sephiroth appears. It goes right into it. So all that's awesome. A lot of the characters use their limits and a lot of their main attacks, and you get to see people use some materia, which is cool. The final fight takes place at the ruins of the old Shinra towers. That's really cool. And there's a couple of bike chase scenes that are kind of like the chase scenes from the game, probably inspired a little bit by the Matrix as well. It's mid-2000s, so it was the thing to do. See Godzilla Final Wars, it's pretty much the Matrix Godzilla edition. If you get a chance to see it in the theater, I definitely say do it. I know it's a limited run. I don't think I saw it the first time it came out because I was probably like 16, so maybe I went, but I think it's great as a sequel. I get why some people complain about it. I think it's a fun time, especially if you're a fan. Might be hard to get into if you're not a fan. There's a lot of references and things you appreciate more. I just played through the game, so there's definitely a lot that I came across that were definitely callbacks, some Easter eggs that I probably didn't notice before, which I thought was really cool. It's a movie I come back to every now and then, and that's what I got on Blu-ray. I will see you guys all when I finish Rebirth. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I definitely have some other movie reviews coming up, some more Final Fantasy VII content, and some tech stuff coming up, so be sure to check all that out. I'll see you in the next one.